YouTube, Daddy State here on the Daddy Dan blog, and I'm back with another comic book review, and I'm all excited. This week, I've got number 1 of Leonard Nimoy's Primortals from 1995. This is a story inspired by Isaac Asimov about the return of some alien dinosaurs to our planet. And guess what? This one includes a game piece and a trading card. I'll be interested to see if that's still in there. I haven't looked yet. Let's take a look and see what this book is all about. You know, I've got some Tech War stuff going on with William Shatner's, and I'll probably be doing some of them in the near future, so I figured I'd do a Leonard Nimoy comic book. Now, it's so cool to have a Nimoy comic book. Don't you agree? Let me know in the comments below. Let's open her up and have a look. And inside the shiny, glossy front cover of this wonderful Leonard Nimoy comic book, we get the story of SETI and their Project Phoenix in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, and a complete list of who to blame if this book sucks. Far out in space, the Primortals, whatever they are being tortured, killed, and imprisoned as their rebel leaders escape in a big battle. And they escape to Earth. That's right, in full, shiny, glossy, hard-to-see panels. You see Rhino Man. You see, it's not Optimus Prime. You see the Optimus Prime ripoff with the Iron Man chest. And you see their little bird boy flying around. I think his ancestors landed in Egypt couple thousand years ago. Anyway, the Primortals are being wasted by the stormtroopers. So in full panels brought to you by the Daily Dan blog, we see these ugly dinosaur-looking relics of the past fighting a battle in space, because that makes so much sense. As Rhino Man mows down who are they? The Empire guys? They don't even say who the bad guys are. Oh my God. Okay, I had to do a little research real quick. I don't guess I read it correctly the first time. These are the Prime Masters, and they're over the Primordials. And hell, read it for yourself. I bet Marone's gonna love this, me showing some reading. So the battle continues in outer space between the primordial dinosaur creatures and the Prime Masters, as the Prime Masters want to enslave the Primortals. The Primortals do their rebellion thing. Yay, have a war, and the fake Optimus Prime with the Iron Man chest, called Hezamite, takes control. Oh God, takes control of the rebels. So in all the glory of comic book that makes very little sense, you see the dinosaur people called the Primortals. They're at war with the Prime Masters. You see the battle ensue, and you see a familiar face amongst the crowd. I know that face. It looks like Bigfoot. It does. I've seen that before. Oh my God. And the battle ensues on a raging spaceship somewhere in space. Oh, it wouldn't be a party if a group of dogmen wasn't on the ship. Check out the Dogman. That's right, it's the amazing Dogman on the ship. We can only hope that all these guys are shot to death. Anyway, check out the big green Hulk ripoff, as Hulk squishes dogmen left and right and turns them into dog dust. And I think this could be my new favorite character. So blah, 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 we get more battles on the ship. We get more Primortals versus Prime Masters. I'll be glad when this battle on the ship's over, won't you? So in full panels, brought to you by the Daddy Dan blog. They're shiny, they're glossy, they're irritating. I like the old comic book look. I really want to do an old comic book today, but they were just too long, and my time is limited. So I wound up doing this, and now I'm kind of regretting it because it's so shiny you have to hold the camera at an angle. The art's okay. I will give the art credit. It's colorful. It's beautiful. I love the fact that it's something to do with Leonard Nimoy, but the story is like, oh my God, monsters in space. Woo, monsters battling in space. Half the comic book. Monsters in space. That's the way I feel about it. And now, on Earth, a SETI operator picks up a strange signal, and I think it's about time for the arrival. The arrival of shout-outs. That's right. You know, I'm always going to take a break in the middle of a video and do a few shout-outs. So number one shout-out is from my main man, my partner in crime, Thresh Pondo Ponds. Be sure to check out Thresh Pondo Ponds here on YouTube, as well as my good stuff community leader, Dave Sunstorm, and his incredible brother, Steven Sunstorm. You know, the Good Stuff Brothers. And of course, I wouldn't be shouting out anybody if I didn't shout out the Golden Rage of TV, Pat McCormick. Thank you, Pat, for letting me use your music in my live streams, which I may actually get back to doing sometime this summer. Oh my God. And with some quick honorable mentions done, my plug is everywhere. The Retro Nerd Girl, Corey's Comedy Channel, Big Guys 45s, and of course, the Nostalgia Podcast. Hey, you can see me on the Nostalgia Podcast if you look at last Sunday's episode. Wow, I was on the radio. And there's some stolen valor scenes right out of the movie Arrival. Hey, I got an alien signal. Hey, is it repeating? Yes, it's repeating, but you were on the wrong frequency. Could it be real? I think they stole this whole scene from the movie Arrival. That's right, they're hearing alien voices from space, and they stole the entire plot. Wow, look, the cards are in here. I am so happy. Meanwhile, these goose are debating whether the signal from space is real or just a pulsar. Oh boy, the excitement never stops. Hey, let's roll this over a little bit and see what happens. Meanwhile, back in space, the Primortals, have taken control of the ship and now have used the sensors to locate a planet called Earth. And now they're on their way to our planet called Earth. But I really think they're returning because they look like dinosaurs. I think their ancestors might have come from here. Hey, I'm glad the card's still in here, and it's it's one of them. Look at them big goddamn looking like Carnage or something, or Venom. I don't know. Let's see what's in here. Okay, you get some stuff that tells about it. You get a little game. My God, darn it. Turn it around and call the hotline. Uh-oh, I'm giving you a number. I want everybody to pick up the phone right now. Call this number and ask them what the heck is going on with their comic books. Wah, wah. So in big, glossy, shiny-ass panels brought to you by the damn blog, dude done copped up a signal from space and had to call up Professor Van Helsing? Professor Van Helsing to come in and have a look at the signal. I know it could just be a pulsar. It could just be a quasar. No, it's a signal from space. Are you sure it's a signal from space, you goof? And let's talk it over coffee. Because the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. That's right, a hot cup of coffee makes everything better. As they call in Lady Evil over here, the expert, to have a look at the signal they got from outer space. She agrees, and she knows her She knows her business really well, and she agrees the signal is definitely of extraterrestrial origin. I told you so. Duh. You know, I picked this book 110% because it was one of the shortest comic books I had, and I haven't got much time today because I have a doctor's appointment and they're going to stick something up my... Never mind. Anyway, so the signal is confirmed to be from outer space. The signal is confirmed... The signal is determined to be a transmission of extraterrestrial origin. Strange talking is heard. Oh my God! They're coming to visit. And we end with Rodon Man, the big bird-faced guy, flying his ship, Paladin, straight towards Earth. And they're coming to visit. And we'll have to see the visit in part 2 if I ever get that comic book, which I really hope I don't. And now let's see what kind of cool commercials we got to deal with. Yes, it's Techno Comics. Gene Roddenberry's universe. Well, does all this stuff have to do with Gene Roddenberry up in here? I kind of like the art, though. Ah! Then you get the brain scan. I think I need a brain scan after sitting through this comic book. Leonard Nimoy'S brain scan. Learn the history of the Primortals. You can read how this developed, Marone, if you want to spend 45 of your precious Earth minutes reading through all this stuff that I probably should have read through before I did the review. Yeah, I probably would have known a little bit more about it. Yeah, I read through the comic book, but I didn't read this big, long, drug-out, shiny, glossy mess that I barely can see. If you want to read it, I want you guys to feel free to pause it, read it, and know more about this crap than I do. Oh, my God. It's the year 2045, and there's danger everywhere, and this looks like a much better comic book than the one I just checked out. Don't you guys agree? And then you got the hardest cards in town. You could have had all the really cool cards, like the first one I found inside this comic book. Each one of these comic books will feature a game piece and a card, so you can play along with the action at home if you're really, really bored. And you know this comic book's old if the last thing you see in the pages are Deep Space Nine commercials. Hey, I got some Deep Space Nine comics, and they're from Malibu, the comic books that really suck. And you can meet Maria Siritis. I never could say her name. Deanna Troy. I always could say that a lot better. Anyway, they're having Star Trek conventions and Comic-Cons all across the country in 1995. And heck, I was probably at a few. Yeah, here's a big surprise, another Star Trek comic book series called Star Trek Communicator. That's one I missed. I thought I had every Star Trek comic book you could think of, but I guess I missed that one. And then you got, oh my God, Technophage. I'm not even impressed with the Lizard Man. No, it's the Lizard Man. Ah! And the complete waste of a back cover. I hate it when they waste a back cover with stuff like this. Gene Roddenberry's Lost Universe. Coming soon. Well, that's my really quick look at this Techno Comics piece of crap. Even though it's got Leonard Nimoy's name on it, even though it's got Isaac Asimov's name on it, even though I was expecting greatness, I got crap. Well, that's the way it goes sometimes. I picked this comic book purely for the Leonard Nimoy name on the cover, and I kind of thought the cover was cool, but now that I've read the comic book, I think it's a piece of crap, but I love the cover, and I'm going to put it on the wall just because of the Leonard Nimoy name. I hope you enjoyed this quick little comic book review. I picked the comic book because it was a little short, and like I said, I have a doctor's appointment today. I haven't got time to sit around and read comics. So be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for Daily Dan, and until next time, oh my God, blog over, dudes.